Welcome back, everybody. I need to tell you guys about something that I'm just excited for. If you've watched my streams a lot, especially going back the entire time I've been streaming on YouTube, frankly, then you've probably already heard me talk in depth about what I'm about to discuss, but stick around if you already have heard me discuss this, because this is going to be my definitive discussion on the topic. And on top of that, anyone who hasn't heard about this in my community, I want to fill you in, tell you why I'm so hyped, why I'm so excited right now, why I'm in such a good mood, and why after 7 years of waiting, I'm about to see something that I have wanted for a very long time finally delivered to me. That being a game called Hytale. For those that don't know, the trailer for this game came out 7 years ago and saw 62 million views up to today. It actually gained 1 million views in the last few days, because it was at 60 million a week ago, and now it's at 62 million. So clearly the fact that the game is about to launch in a couple days really brought a lot of hype back. In fact, if you look at the comments section, who's that? Whoa! Oh my gosh, look at me, 7 years ago. Imagine if this ends up being free to play. TBH, I think it'll probably be $20 to $30. Look at that, I predicted it. I was completely right. Maybe more if they go really big with this. I just really hope it isn't a monthly subscription, because that would make playing the game feel like a necessity to get my money's worth out of it, rather than a fun time I can spend endless hours in, like Minecraft. Pretty basic, solid response, I'd say, to my first reaction to the trailer. That's Baby Zan right there. Well, I was streaming back then, but I wasn't a big streamer. I wasn't doing it full time or anything. But yeah, there I am. There I am. You can see, that's proof. I've been waiting this whole time. I've been waiting a long time for this game. Now, for those who don't know what this game is, I'll go ahead and I'll put on the gameplay that was recently released. This is just some uncut gameplay that you guys can enjoy in the background while I explain this game. The gameplay itself probably explains a lot, but go ahead and enjoy it. Go ahead and enjoy it as a bit of a visual aid while I explain some of the lore behind this game. Not its actual lore, which it does have very deep lore, but I mean like the actual story behind why this game exists, what its point in existing is, why I'm excited about it, and why you should be as well. You see, many people have instinctively jumped to assume that this is probably some cheap bargain bin Temu Minecraft ripoff. I started playing Minecraft 15 years ago. Actually, I think it's technically been 16 years now that I've been playing Minecraft. It's either 15 or 16. Quite some time, alright? I've played countless hours of Minecraft. I am very familiar with the fact that there are a lot of, and have been a lot of, cheap Minecraft knockoffs over the years, attempting to capitalize off of the game's success with some soulless, money-grabbing nonsense. And it always looks like Minecraft, but not quite the same. And due to that trend, the idea of a Minecraft-like game has been somewhat poisoned for a lot of people. And it's just kind of a meme. The idea of a Minecraft-like game is just a meme in a lot of people's eyes. But that is not what this game is. This game's goal is to break that mold, to break that expectation. Many people think of Minecraft like it's the absolute golden standard of the genre, that genre being block survival sandbox games, or actually exclude survival, just block sandbox games. And that's not the case. Minecraft is not the gold standard. Minecraft is just the pioneer. There was no game like Minecraft before Minecraft. And much like with a platform like YouTube, just because no one has been able to do it better doesn't mean it couldn't be done better, right? Just because it's the first doesn't mean it's the best. And that's the idea of why I'm excited about Hytale. Now, why do I even trust that Hytale has the promise to be better or even competitive with Minecraft in quality at all? Why do I think it's worthy of playing? Well, this game is not made by a bunch of nobodies no one has ever heard of before. This game is being made by a team of people who come from the Minecraft community, and their background in the Minecraft community is nothing to scoff at. The lead guy behind this game is Simon Hypixel. If you've heard the name Hypixel before, then it should sound familiar. That is the Hypixel to you. That is the guy behind the Hypixel Minecraft server, Minecraft's #1 server. A server that is known, whether you like it or not, because some people just don't like minigame-focused servers. I'm certainly not necessarily a big fan of them. Hypixel is known for taking the janky spaghetti code of Minecraft and twisting and shaping it into something very deep and interesting. They have made MMOs out of Minecraft. They have made racing games out of Minecraft. They have made FPS games out of Minecraft on the Hypixel server. They've got developers, modders, coders, plugin makers, map makers, artists, up the wazoo, working for Hypixel. And those people that have worked on Hypixel have always had to deal with the limitations of Minecraft when trying to deliver their artistic vision to reality. And eventually they figured, wait a second, why are we limited to Minecraft? Why does Minecraft have to be our canvas for our artistic expression? What if we made our own canvas? And that was truly how Hytale was born. This is a game made by Minecraft modders, map developers, server owners, and artists. People who, many of them, you know their names, and we'll get into that in a little bit. You know a lot of their names, and you know them well from the Minecraft sphere. This is their independent project meant to directly acknowledge, especially if you've played Minecraft for over a decade like me, the complaints that folks like us have had for so long. And this isn't meant to be the Minecraft killer. Let's not look at it in such a toxic mindset. Minecraft's simplicity is beautiful in its own way, but this game leans into complexity. And that alone sets it apart significantly. I've heard from many people, this just looks like modded Minecraft. What's the point in this? Like, why play this if it just looks like modded Minecraft? And my only response to that, I could literally write up 1,000 responses to it. But I think all of them can be summarized with one singular response. And if you hear anyone say this, I want you to respond with this. Minecraft modded players see Hytale, and they think, what's the point? The people who made the Minecraft mods you play see Hytale, and they're just as hyped as I am. Minecraft modded players are the ones that are like, what's the point of this? While the mod developers are the ones hyped as hell. And that should tell you everything you need to know. This game is going to be a game changer. Does Hytale come out like tomorrow? The day after tomorrow, Duck Astley. We are less than 48 hours out from launch right now as we speak, after 7 years of waiting. Now, for a little background, Hypixel Studios was founded, I believe, in 2013 or 2014, if I'm not mistaken, and development really kicked into overdrive in 2016, with the trailer dropping at the end of 2018. They had plans to go into a beta early access in early to mid 2019, but then something big happened. They dropped the trailer announcing the game, and it went giga-viral, like 30 million views in a month viral. They were expecting 200,000 views, was their most optimistic estimate for what the trailer would get, and it went viral. There was so much interest in Hytale that some of the biggest game publishers on the planet started reaching out to Hypixel Studios, this little indie game studio that had just put out the trailer for their first flagship game. And all of a sudden they were getting offers to get funded, to get investors, to get bought out. And at the end of the day, Simon Hypixel, when given an absurd offer by Riot to make Hypixel Studios a Riot studio and to publish Hytale with a Riot budget under Riot's name and on the Riot launcher and like with Riot's baked-in audience, receiving the game directly through through Riot's advertising, it seemed like the best possible option for the game, right? So Simon sells Hypixel Studios to Riot. Riot puts in charge new leadership. That new leadership is not a big fan of the progress made prior to the Riot acquisition. In fact, based on what we find out later, this new leadership that got put in charge after the Riot acquisition saw the old devs as incompetent. They saw the lore of the game as cringe and not good. They saw the scope of the game as too small. They saw the game's focus on a PC-only release as bad for the game. And so these new higher-ups made the executive decision to not only go back to the drawing board on a vast majority of the game's concepts to increase the scope of these concepts. This is called scope creep in games and is a massive factor in games never coming out. But then on top of that, they eventually made the decision, you know what? We need this game to launch on all platforms. So we are going to throw out all of our work, start work on a brand new engine from the ground up, and all of this for no other reason than so the game can launch on mobile and console alongside PC. Remember, originally we were going to get a beta in 2019, and now we're in 2020, 2021 at this point, and they're announcing that they're doing a full engine rewrite and the game's getting a massive delay. And yet we stuck it out, hopeful that they were right and that this was best for the game. It was not. Because earlier this year, it was announced that Hytale was being cancelled. After development behind the scenes had slowed to a crawl on the new engine, Riot pulled the plug and shut down Hypixel Studios. Hytale was cancelled. And the internet rioted. The internet literally rioted. There were petitions and protests, and Simon Hypixel was rallied into making an offer to Riot to buy back Hytale. Apparently there were counterbidders, and he was forced into a bidding war. But after a couple months of eager anticipation by the Hytale community, it was announced that Hytale was saved. And it was back in the hands of the man who originally created it. Back in the hands of the man who, once Hytale got out of his hands originally, everything went to shit. Now the original guy is back in charge of the game. We're back to the original lore. We're back to the original scope. We're back to the original vision, heart, and vibe of the game. And on top of that, we're back to the original engine, and we're not resetting all of the game's development progress just to release the game on console and mobile. And oh boy, has it been good. Because on top of that, Simon has insisted he's releasing the game into early access as soon as possible. That the Hytale fanbase has been forced to wait far too long because of this nonsense development hell, and that the waiting is done. It is time to break the curse of the game not releasing and launch it into early access. The game will be updated at a rapid pace, and people will be able to judge the game for what it is, even in its buggy, unfinished state. But the fact is, the people will finally get to play it after 7 years of waiting. I'd honestly say that despite the turmoil of this game's development, knowing the full story, this game is set up to be on a very strong track to succeed. I'd say that this game has a lot going for it. And this is not just going to be some RPG open-world Minecraft competitor either. This is a game with a heavy focus on creativity, modding tools, and player creation. Take, for instance, this video they just dropped today, which is a showcase of some creative tools. Oops, sorry. This is a showcase of the creative tools and how they can be used to manipulate entities in all sorts of different ways in order to create a set, essentially, that is like nothing you'll ever see in Minecraft. I don't really know what else to say other than just look at what's happening here. How you can rotate and move around something like a blade so it stabs into the X specifically on a map that you've laid out on the table. Or how you can place food and an entire banquet on tables. Every item in the game has a 3D model, so you can do this with every item and entity in the game. I don't know, folks. If you ask me, this is revolutionary. Like, I've never seen a game do anything like this besides maybe Vintage Story, which is a game made by one Hytale dev, mind you. So if one Hytale dev was able to make Vintage Story as mind-blowing as that game's mechanics can be, imagine what this game's got going for it with 60 developers, I think, and for a while, the AAA funding of Riot. This specifically, to me, screams D&D DM potential. A lot of my friends who DM for Dungeons & Dragons games have been having the exact same reaction when I show them these clips. That, like, getting environments created in Hytale is going to be a very possible thing to do. Because look at this. Look, imagine how much you can do with this. This is like Fallout or Skyrim level, just placing entities wherever you want to. Only here it feels just so much more deliberate and customizable, because you can change the shape and scaling and size and rotation and tilt and I don't know. And then on top of that, these sets that you create can then be used as sets for your machinimas. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about with that, allow me to show you the machinima tools that Hytale offers. Hytale has built-in machinima tools, a machinima mode that you can switch into at any time, and if you're wondering what kind of productions you can put together with that, this is the kind of productions you can put together with that. Take a look at this. Oh, I've got it sped up, my bad. Hold on, let's put that on normal speed. Imagine what you'll be able to make using this as inspiration. It's just sick, bro. All of this is using the in-game machinima mode.
You can now actually download Hytale ahead of...
Yes, you can, actually. That is also a detail I forgot to mention. Thank you, Quebec Corner, one of my favorite Hytale YouTubers. You can currently download the launcher for Hytale ahead of launch, which I highly recommend you do. You get the launcher installed, because if you're installing it on launch, you're going to be adding to the weight of even more server load. Over 1 million people, minimum, will be playing Hytale the moment it launches. It's going to be a difficult launch for the servers. I'm hoping I can get in ASAP, like the second the game becomes available, but there's a chance it could take a little bit for my install to go through. I'm hoping my fast internet speed gets me ahead of most people, though. We'll have to wait and see. If my download speed goes to shit, then I could be fucked, you know? Anyway, though, as you can see, that machinima demonstrates some pretty insane creative tools. You've seen the entity creative tools. You've seen the machinima tools that this game offers, all out of the box, mind you. None of this is mods or anything. Like, yeah, you can do some of this stuff in Minecraft, but with mods. With mods, of course. I want to show you guys a quick look at what some of the broader creative tools in Hytale look like. We're not seeing even half of what is offered here in this clip that I'm showing you guys, and mind you, this is a 30-minute long showcase of the creative tools, but you'll get a little bit of a glimpse at what Hytale offers. And yeah, you only need to see a few seconds of this video before you realize, oh. Not only is this way beyond anything you'll have seen in something like Minecraft, but a detail you'll notice is that the game is not turning into choppy, laggy bullshit, despite all of these dozens, if not hundreds of block updates per second. That's because this game was optimized absurdly well. In fact, the optimizations were done by, here's a name many of you should know, the main lead dev of the Sodium mod. For those that don't know, the Fabric mod loader, the #1 optimization mod for Minecraft on the Fabric mod loader is Sodium. Everyone knows Sodium. Sodium has, like, God, hundreds of millions of downloads, if I'm not mistaken, on CurseForge. the Sodium main dev, the head dev of Sodium, is the guy who did the optimization engine for Hytale. So yeah, this game is very well optimized. Way better optimized than Minecraft. Way more. Like, a lot more. Which allows for things like what you're seeing here. Seamless, high fidelity, massive amounts of block updates in an instant, and yet it doesn't make your PC want to explode. The dev list is so stacked. Yeah, if you've read, like, the list of Hytale devs, you know, like, the Minecraft modding scene and the Minecraft dev scene, then you'll know how big of a deal this team is. Like, this is a team of fucking veterans of this scene. Like, respected legends of the Minecraft community. This is not just some cheap knockoff, like, cash grab. This is a passion project made by people who have produced some of the best UGC of your childhood in terms of Minecraft content. Like, the people making this have already made some of the best UGC in Minecraft that you probably already love. This is their game. You know, like, this is gonna be peak. I don't know what else to say other than all evidence points to the fact that this game is going to be world-changing. This is gonna change everything. Legit. And that's not all, by the way. It goes even further. If you're wondering, well, okay, what's the combat and PvP in Hytale look like? We even just a few days ago got a Hytale PvP showcase. So if you're wondering, this is what it looks like when you and your homies are just fucking each other up. And let me rewind it to the beginning. This is what it'll look like when you and your friends are just battling it out and having a little fight. If you're unaware, the way that classes work in this game, because there are kind of classes, or I guess you could say movesets that function like classes, it's based on what you have equipped. So if you're using, like, short daggers, you've got the short dagger moveset. If you're using a sword, you've got the sword moveset. If you're using a great hammer, you've got the great hammer moveset. If you're using a great axe, you've got the great axe moveset, etc., etc. Same goes for the bow, the crossbow, the magic weapons, all that stuff. Monster Hunter style fighting, it is combo based combat. Like, you build up a combo, when you swing and miss, it seems like your combo resets. Yeah, see, it just reset, so you don't want to just spam attacks, because if you miss an attack, you completely have to reset your combo to get your, like, charged attack off, which does way more damage. So you want to do timed, meticulous, careful attacks, and you don't want to miss, but you also don't want to miss your window to attack and land a hit. But if you go for your window and you miss, you reset your combo, and you don't get to use your signature move. You can see here. Yeah, this game is gonna be game changing. I don't know what else to say. In fact, it goes even crazier, because if you don't believe me, the final factor of what makes this game a big deal is the modding. Now, Minecraft is moddable. Don't get me wrong. If you're a Minecraft player and you don't mod Minecraft, as in, like, make mods, then to you, the idea of Hytale might not seem all that exciting, because for you, at the end of the day, you just play the game. But for the modders, Hytale is extremely exciting, because Hytale was made first and foremost with modders, model developers, map makers, artists, machinima makers, and all forms of user-generated content creators in mind first and foremost. Meaning that unlike Minecraft, which promised a modding API over a decade ago and has yet to deliver on such a promise, meaning that Minecraft is still a battle of JavaScripting and injecting foreign code for modders, Hytale is a game with a built-in live visual scripting system that enables modding like no other game before. In fact, the Hytale devs have done something crazy and given early access to dozens of Minecraft modders so that they can start making mods for Hytale before the game launches that will be available to download on launch. Here is a showcase of some of them, in fact. Quebec Corner put out a video just yesterday showcasing over 20 mods that are already created and ready to go when Hytale drops, made by some very familiar names from the Minecraft modding scene, such as Macaw from the Macaw's Furniture mods that you might know. You know, those mods that have hundreds of millions of downloads each on CurseForge.
At launch, created by some very well-known modders in the space, including Hypixel themselves. They also showcased the most cinematic Hytale video we have ever seen, with so much to break down about their filming tools and how that could translate to things like YouTube videos and adventure maps. Honestly, this video is absolutely nuts, and I have my live reaction of watching it for the first time, so we will get to that. But to start with, Simon gave permission for modders who have been working in private to get some quality of life improvements ready for players to showcase their creations, which gives us this following list of mods that we'll be able to try on launch. The biggest contributor so far we have is Buzz135, who showcased a number of mods. First up is the Lucky Mining mod, which will give a small chance for ores to spread to adjacent blocks while mining. We get some footage of this one. It actually shows that you see a particle effect and hear a sound when the adjacent block changes to an ore. And this is not the only video that we get of mods. We've got a lot coming up. You can also notice the copper ore vein in this video does get slightly bigger.
That's
here
very
as he
simple
mines.
mod.
Next up is the Simple Claims mod, which will allow you to claim chunks and protect them from players that aren't in your party. As would make sense, this mod also provides a UI for making a party and managing it with your friends, as well as a top-down
I like how
view for
polished
claiming
this mod
specific
is.
chunks in an area, which looks really smooth and simple to understand. You won't just have to run over to each corner to
It's not just the fact that this mod was made, it's the fact that this mod was made and is as polished as it is in, like, 5 days.
set the region. You can actually tell how big it is from the sky. Next up is advanced item info. Which
in 5 days, mind you, where someone got access to the game for the first time, and 5 days later they've made these mods. None of these people had any, like, the only familiarity they have going in is that you need to know JavaScript to mod for Hytale. That's the coding language. It's not done in Java. It's done in the language JavaScript, which is what Minecraft modding is done in. So if you're a Minecraft modder, you go into Hytale basically already knowing how to mod. So what's so impressive is not just how easy the modding tools are, but the fact that it's so intuitive that these modders were able to get in, and 5 days later, they had a polished, or not even 5 days. Now it's been 5 days. These mod clips came out 2 days ago, 3 days ago. So within a couple days, they already had mods to show off. This game is something else, bro.
That dramatically expands the information available in the tooltip when you hover over an item. This is going to provide more critical and configuration-based data, which will help map makers and people balancing combat or minigames on their server. The Better Mod List mod is actually going to allow you to browse.
I want to showcase my favorite mod of all because it was made by a friend of mine. Here you have a bunch of Macaw's mods, which is great because Macaw is a big modder in the scene. But my favorite personally, without a doubt... Oh, does he not showcase it in this video? Wait, I could have sworn he showcases it in this video. Am I wrong? Huh. I guess not. My bad, I guess. My bad. There was a very particular mod made by a friend of mine that, I think is honestly one of the best mods made so far. Was it in Quebec Corner's newest video? There we go. Let's see. It might have been in this newest video. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he showcases some more mods here.
To check out.
In today's video as well.
A mod called Ore Crushers, allowing you to effectively grind ores down into powder in order to
here it is.
On them. Not just for decoration, it also friend Violet. In fact, it's a whole suite.
So yeah, me and Connor know each other. We've got mutual friends, and one of our mutual friends as well is Violet, the mod developer here. And she has honestly made the best looking mods for Minecraft Hytale so far. She's also made good Minecraft models too. Very, very good ones. Some of the best. I would say she's made the best Hytale mods so far. Take a look at the shit she's been making. Look at this.
Of mods is created by my friend Violet, who will be releasing Violet's Furniture, which adds a number of stylized and cozy decorations that match the Hytale style perfectly. There's Violet's Plushies, which of course adds a large variety of essential cuddly characters. Violet's Wardrobe, which will add a bunch of new cosmetics to the game for you to equip to your character. And there's even more mods on the way that will be part of that collection. Honestly, so stoked for that one. Violet has been part of the community and part of several events on this channel since 2019. Very glad for them to finally have their hands on the game. Next, Undead Warriors.
Based and true. As you can see, the creative expression in this game is through the roof. This is exactly the kind of stuff that I want to see. This is exactly the kind of stuff I've wanted in a game like Hytale for so long. And so I will answer the question that Lucky Otter just asked. Will I upload Hytale content? Yes, I will. I don't know if I'll be uploading videos besides this one, but I will be streaming the fuck out of Hytale. In fact, if you're watching this far into the video and you're a fan of mine and you're excited to see my first time playing Hytale after 7 years of eager waiting, then make sure to mark your calendar because Hytale launches on the 13th of January at 7 a.m. PST, 10 a.m. EST, or 3 p.m. GMT. If you know those time zones in relation to yours, you should be able to figure out at what time Hytale launches. There is also a official countdown. You can pre-order the game, you can pre-download and install the launcher, and have everything ready for what is now in less than 48 hours. What will be less than 24 hours when this video comes out, mind you, for when launch happens. So if you're watching this video anytime within 24 hours of its upload, you still have time to get the game and be ready for launch. And be ready for my stream on launch, because I'm going to be playing this game like a menace for at least a week straight. Probably more. And certainly on day one, I'm streaming it for like 15 straight hours. Literally until I can't keep my eyes open anymore. Then I'll end stream, and I'll walk to my bed and pass out. And when I wake up, I'll shower, eat, and schedule my next stream to resume Hytale. Because I don't plan to play this game anytime in the first week off stream. I plan to do nothing but stream Hytale for the next week. If you guys are interested in that, make sure to stick around, subscribe, ring the bell icon, leave a like, comment down below. I hope that I've convinced you that this game is worth giving a try, because I promise you, it is. I hope to see y'all there. Make sure to join my fan Discord as well through the link in the description if you want to be a part of my community and fan base, you know, really the core of it, the hub of it. And yeah, thank you for watching as always. I appreciate your support. Thank you as always, and I hope to see y'all in the next video.